Phone? Whose phone is that? Put both of your phones here. यहाँ पे रखो. Break से 15 minutes का break में you should go out, move around. हाँ? देखो सामने हमेशा क्लास शुरू होगा फोन दोनों यहाँ पे साइलेंट करो. पढ़ने आते हो कि मॉल में आते हो तुम लोग फोन लेके? Okay, let us continue. We were talking about what adipose tissues. What are adipose tissues? What are their locations and functions? So adipose tissues, what is the location you are supposed to remember? Adipose tissues, locations are what? Deeper layers of the skin. That is in the dermis. In what form is adipose tissues present? In the form of fat cells. What is their function? What function you are supposed to write? Adipose tissue. Function that you have to mention. What is the function of adipose tissues? They act as insulator. Adipose tissues act as insulator. What is the meaning of insulator? They act as a covering all over the body so that the body heat is not lost. Body heat is not lost and body temperature is maintained. So now, what is the function of the adipose tissues? They act as an insulator and prevent the loss of body heat. Prevent the loss of body heat. Write down this function. Function of the adipose tissue. That's very important. What is the function of adipose tissues? Function of adipose tissues, they act as insulator. They act as insulator, prevent the loss of body heat. Prevent the loss of body heat. Insulator, prevent the loss of body heat. What is the function of adipose tissue? So that is in the form of a question also you can write. What is the function of adipose tissues? Function of adipose tissues, prevent the loss of body heat. So what are the two types of connective tissue proper we were studying? What are the two types of connective tissue proper? One is areolar connective tissues, the other is adipose connective tissues. Let us learn the second category. Write down a few points. After that, I'll give you some questions also. Next is the supportive connective tissues. Supportive connective tissues. Now, supportive connective tissues, four types. What are the supportive connective tissues? One would be bones. The second would be cartilage. The third would be ligament. And the fourth would be tendons. So, four types of connective tissue, supportive connective tissue. What are the four types? The four types of supportive connective tissue is bone and cartilage and ligament and tendons. First of all, we'll talk about the difference between bone and cartilage. Let us talk about bone and cartilage. All these things we have studied in the 7th, 8th standard. Yes or no? No? You have studied these tissues. Now, little bit in detail only, more or less the same thing. Bone and cartilage. Let us learn some features about bone and cartilage. So now, I start with the bone. What are some features about the bone to write? What are some features about the bone? To talk about the features about the bone, number one, bone is a tissue. What are the cells of the bone known as? The cells of the bone are known as osteoblasts. Bones, where are they present? Location where? All over the body. Where are bones present? Bones are present all over the body. Can I say bones are present here and absent there? No, all over the body bones are present. Head to toe, bones are present. What are the cells of the bones known as? Cells of the bones known as osteoblasts. Did you bring your textbooks, both of you? Look into your chapter there. Look into tissues. Take the diagram of bone section of that section of bone cells. Dekho. Next page. Section of bone cells. Left side. Did you see section of the bone cells? Take the diagram. They turn. Did you see section of bone? Not you. Feel that was okay for you. Section of bone cells. Sticker. Pick that diagram. That's very important. You will get in your exams. Section of the bone cells. What are the parts? Did you see the osteoblast mentioned there? Dekha osteoblasts. Section of the bone cell. Dekho. Only that diagram. Section of the bone cell. Only this diagram you go through now. Only this diagram you go through. Can you see the osteoblast? A single bone cell. Can you see that? Yes. उस पेज में देखो single bone cell if you go through. What are the single bone cells known as? Osteoblasts. Now look into the section of the bone. Look into the section of the bone. Now what do you get to see in the section of the bone? In the section of the bone, can you see the central canal known as the Haversian canal? Did you see that? The central canal of the bone. When we now say suppose this is the bone of the leg or the hand. Cut the bone in a section this way. Cut the bone in a lateral section. Then this is how it looks. That is how it looks like this way. So looking into the section of the bone, if I have to draw the section of a bone, what are some of the important parts? Section of a bone, if drawn in a small focus, if I just draw the section of a bone, how should it appear? It has got a central canal, and what is the central canal known as? This is known as the Haversian canal. Surrounding the Haversian canal, there are some concentric lines like this. What are those concentric lines? Tell me, look into the figure and tell me. What are those concentric lines known as? Lamellae. Concentric lamellae. Concentric lamellae. So now in the center, there is some nutritive substances filled up. So this is what we are talking about as the Haversian canal filled with the bone marrow. Did you come across the word bone marrow earlier? So the Haversian canal, the central cavity of the bone, is filled with the bone marrow, and surrounding the bone marrow are some concentric lines, and these concentric lines are known as the concentric lamellae. The concentric lamellae. Now next is, what is there on the concentric lamellae? All these bone cells. And what are these bone cells known as? These bone cells are known as the osteoblasts. And these cells are always present in this concentric lamellae in a specific order. In a specific manner they are all present. So what are these cells? These cells are known as the osteoblasts. Name the cells of the bone. Bones have got the bone that we know as a tissue that also has got specific cells. What are those cells? Known as osteoblasts. Now, some other features of the bone to understand. We are talking about the cells. What else? The bone is, when we are talking about the bone, the basic features, does the bone, whenever there is an injury to the bone, does it bleed? Does it pain? Yes. Does it bleed? Yes, it bleeds. It bleeds, no? Whenever somebody has got an injury in the hand bones, rib bones, skull bones, does it bleed? It bleeds. It bleeds. Because on the surface of the bone, there are large number of blood supply. Blood vessels are there. Surface of the bone, there are no muscles, but blood vessels are there. Epithelial tissues are there. Does it pain? Yes, a slightest fracture also gives us a whole lot of a pain. Yes or no? So that means we understand that the bones have blood vessels and nerve cells. They have blood vessels and nerves. Do they have blood vessels and nerves? Yes, bones have blood vessels and nerves. And that's the reason we understand whenever there's an injury damage, there's blood supply also, there's blood release also, oozing out of blood also, and pain also. What else? What are they made up of? These bones, they are made up of deposits of calcium and phosphorus. The calcium and the phosphorus from our food gets deposited in specific regions of our body and then forms the structural framework. What is the function of the bones? They provide structural framework to our body. They give shape to our body parts. Just imagine the face without bones. Just imagine the head without the bones. Just imagine our hand without the bones, our fingers without the bones. Not possible. So bones give us structural framework. What is the other function? Can I say bones also provide protection? Yes or no? Can you tell me two parts of the body where bones provide protection? Rib cage provide protection to the heart. What else? Lungs also, and skull provide protection to the brain. No? So when we are talking about the functions of the bone, so here we are understanding that what are some of the features, what is it made up of. Okay, bones, something more that we have to understand, bones are extremely rigid and hard. Bones are extremely rigid and hard. Are they rigid and hard? Can we bend them? Can we twist them? No, we cannot. It will break. It will break. So it will break. When we look into the texture, the bones are porous. When we look into the texture, the bones are porous. So underline all those points in your textbook then. The bones, the features for the bones you have to remember. What are they made up of? Locations all over the body. Nerve and blood vessels are present. They are porous in structure. And the cells are known as the osteoblasts. So all these are important points to remember. Cartilages. Let us talk about the cartilages. Cartilages. Here, the cells of the cartilage, the cells also have got specific names. The cells are known as the chondroblasts or the chondrocytes. What are the cells of the cartilage known as? The chondrocytes, chondroblasts. Look into the section of the cartilage now in the figure just above the bone. Just above the diagram for the bone, look into the section of the cartilage. Did you see there? The cells are in groups of 2 or 4 or 6 always, and there is enough amount of cytoplasm between them. Yes or no? The cells are scattered and enough amount of cytoplasm. Because they have got enough amount of cytoplasm, that's the reason the cartilage is elastic and flexible. That's the reason cartilage is elastic and flexible. Is the cartilage elastic and flexible as compared to the bone? Yes. The bone is rigid, cartilage is not. Cartilage is not rigid, cartilage is elastic, cartilage is flexible. Does the cartilage have nerves and blood vessels? No nerves and no blood vessels. The cartilage has no nerves and no blood vessels. How do we understand? Cartilages at the ends of the bone. Say suppose somebody has gone through some fracture or something, and if the cartilage is cut, maybe some surgery for the bone or something, it has been always understood. When the cartilage is cut, the person is actually not suffering from any pain. Quite a number of times, the cartilages inside our body gets damaged, gets torn, gets broken, but we don't even understand. There is no pain. Sometimes with swelling, little bit of a swelling may be there, but there is no pain, there is no bleeding. Whenever the cartilages are damaged in our body, destroyed in our body, cut in our body, or if surgically done, at that time also it is seen, it is found that there is no pain, there is no blood loss. That means the cartilages have got no blood supply and no nerves. They don't have any nerves, no neurons, and no blood supply. Cartilages are also made up of calcium, phosphorus, and other different type of substances known as elastic fibers, etc., which is responsible for their flexibility, elasticity. Where are they present? Some locations. Now, for cartilages, we cannot say that they are present all over the body. So, cartilages, what are the locations? Some common locations of cartilage, I would say, they are present in the external ear, they are present in the tip of the nose, they are present in the tip of the nose, whereas they are present in the joints all over the body. Clear? What are the locations of cartilage? They are present in the external ear, the tip of the nose. They are present at the ends of the bones all over. Here, here, wherever the joints, all over the body. Wherever two bones meet, cartilage is present. Understood? Now talking about the ligaments. What are the ligaments? Now see, when I talk about the ligaments, when I am talking about this, the palm. How many bones are there? 5 bones. The fingers, how many bones are there? 3. Every finger has got 3 bones. But whenever we are writing, do we ever understand that there are 3 bones, 4 bones, and one locating this side, one is locating that side? We have to put them in position and then start writing more. It is just acting as one single bone as if. You know? The neck, so many bones. The entire back region, vertebral column, so many bones. The leg, so many bones. But whenever we are lifting up our leg, do we have to put the bones together and then start walking? No, there is no dislocation ever. When somebody suffers from a injury or a fall, that is a different issue. Normally, whenever we stand, start writing, start holding, we don't have to put our bones in position. मतलब bones का alignment कभी distort नहीं होता है. Why? Because the bones, one to the other, they always remain tightly fixed. Now this bone, there is one bone here. How many bones here? Two. These three bones are tightly packed at this region. At this elbow region, this 1, 2 and 3, they are tightly packed. So we can easily bend our hands, lift up things, no problem. Never these 2 bones or 3 bones ever move from their position. How many bones here? Here 7. 7 small bones. Here 5. And 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So now that we are talking about so many bones here, we don't even realize, we feel that it is just one single structure. क्योंकि इतने जो सारे bones हैं, they are all packed one to the other with the help of some fiber-like structure जो एक दूसरे को बांध के रखता है. So this, can you imagine the 8 bones here and the 5 bones here and the 3 and the 3 and the 3. So these 3 bones and these 5 bones, they are packed like anything. Tightly packed. So there is a packing constantly happening between these bones, So there is never any dislocation unless and until a person is twisting the body beyond a particular angle. That is different. So we are trying to understand the ligament kya hai. What is ligament? Ligament is again another type of a connective tissue. This connective tissue holds one bone to the other. Holds one bone to the other. What is ligament? The type of connective tissues which holds one bone to the other. So since it holds one bone to the other, then what is the benefit we enjoy? Function kya hai? It holds the bones of the body. It holds the bones of the body in position. It holds the bones of the body in position, prevents any sort of a dislocation. Prevents any sort of a dislocation of the bone. Constantly the bones are in a fixed position and we can easily move the body. We can easily bend, walk, run, write, hold, lift. There's no problem at all. So the ligaments are the type of connective tissues which hold one bone to the other. Let us talk about the next. What about this? The tendons. What are these tendons for? The tendons are holding the muscles to the bones. Muscles to the bones. Then what is the benefit we enjoy? Muscles contract. Muscle contracts and pulls the bone. Muscles contract, pulls the bone and helps in movement of body parts. Helps in movement of body parts. It helps in movements of the body parts. Okay, write these points. I'll be back in a minute. Done? So, these are the four types of connective tissues which are the supportive connective tissues. Supportive connective tissues. Now, make a table and write major differences between the bone and the cartilage. Make a table, to write down major differences between bone and cartilage. I'm giving you all the three differences based on the question in the exam. You have to write down the point, you have to remember. Make a table, bone and cartilage. Identification of the diagram, very important. So I'll ask you to tick those two diagrams. Tick those two diagrams to identify the figures. Give your figures. Make a table and start. Right. For a bone, cells are known as, right on the first point, cells are known as osteoblast. And for cartilage, right, cells are known as chondroblasts. Cells are known as chondroblasts. Then second point, they do not contain bone. They do not contain, bones do not contain, I'm sorry, bones not do not, they contain, they possess blood vessels and nerves. Blood vessels and nerves. Blood vessels and nerves. And other side, for cartilage, they do not possess blood vessels and nerves. Do not possess blood vessels and nerves. Next, they are hard and rigid. They are hard and rigid as they are porous. They are hard and rigid as they are porous. They are hard and rigid as they are porous. Outside, they are flexible and elastic as they are non-porous. As they are non-porous. As they are non-porous. Now take your pencils and complete question number. Now take out your textbook. Page number 34. Page 34. Very short answer time. B, step number 1 you have to do. Tick. B, very short answer time. Step number 1 you have to do. Go to the next page, 35. Go to the next page, 35. E, step number 2 you have to do. E, step number 2 and 3. Okay? With pencil, neat and nice you will do. Come on. Okay.
Or B or?
For B or? For B only one I said. Only one you do. The rest we have not finished. B only one you do. Write down the answers, neat, nice. Wherever you have a doubt, we will ask. Write down the answers in the textbook only, not a problem. Pencil, with pencil. If there's a mistake, you can correct. There's a mistake in this diagram. Page 36, 35, check. 35, 1. 1 is 35. If you see 2 has to be 2 will be that side on partner, so label that as 2. Look into diagram 35. Check here. 2 has to be that side on part. 1 has to be that edge-on part. That edge-on part is 1. So 1 has come quite towards the left. Everything has come towards the left actually. 2 will be the side-on part. 1 will be the edge-on part. Okay. Now go up there in the diagram. 6 will be the nucleus. That's correct. 6 is the nucleus. Then 1, 2, 6 is the nucleus. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the edge-on terminals. Okay. 3 is edge-on terminals. 4 is the neurolemma. 4 is just hanging there. 4 is neurolemma. See there. It's already marked, but there's no label up there. Then number 5. Number 5 is the node of Rampierre. Can you see the broken part of the edge-on? Yes. So that is number 5, node of Rampierre. Number 6 is nucleus, that is fine. Number 6 is nucleus. And there is one more arrow for the cytone, so that you can label as number 7, missile granules. Missile granules. So there are 7 labels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you mark. Now again, you have made a mistake. Check. The cytone and the edge-on you are writing just opposite. Answers right for every question there in the textbook. Wherever there is a doubt, you have to clarify. Wherever there is a doubt, clarify. We all can keep doing with it. It's a doubt ask. What are you gathering? Complete karo fast. Wasting your time. Keep solving the answers. Check for the answers. You have a doubt, you ask. Go through the questions. Try answering. Go through the questions. Done? Karo complete karo fast. What happened? You're not able to answer anything. Karo, keep writing down the answers. Check karo one by one the question. Complete that question, all of you, both of you. Read that. Try to fill in the blanks. What is the answer to the first question? Keep reading up. We keep reading up that first in the blanks.
The cell shown above is the basic structural and functional unit of dash. Nervous system.
The?
Nervous system.
What is that? Read out again.
The cell shown above is the basic structural and functional unit of the dash.
Yes, nervous system, that's a neuron. Next.
Each cell consists of a round or oval body called dash, containing the nucleus.
Each cell consists of a. What is that? Each cell consists of a.
Round or oval body called dash, containing the nucleus.
Round and oval body. What is it? Cytone. Round or oval body. What is that round or oval body known as? Cytone or the perikaryon. Perikaryon containing the nucleus, right?
It has one or more elongated dynamic structures called dash or dash.
What to write?
Then
One or more elongated structures, dash or dash. Dendron or dendrites. Dendron or dendrites. Go ahead.
One of these extensions is very long and is long dash dash.
What is that? What is that?
Axon.
Axon. Known as axon. Then
Many of these extensions are bundled together to form a dash.
many of these extensions, meaning many of these axons, are bundled together to form a nerve. Axons bundled together to form a nerve. Axons would bundle together to form a nerve. Done? Go ahead with the next question fast. Done for the next? All done? Complete? You complete fast? All done? All done? Sure? This one? Number 3? Number 3 did you finish? Number 3 was in the book. Difference between the bone and the cartilage, just now you have written so that you don't have to write, but the rest complete. What is the first question? Tell me. Read out. This side. Read out the first question. What is it? Number 3. Bone.
Identify the tissues A and B.
A is what? What type of tissue is A? What type of tissue is A and B? Just now I explained to you. Did you see the figures before? तो बोलो ना, what type of tissues are these A and B? अरे refer to the diagram that you have seen. That also you are not doing. What is A?
Cartilage.
And B is bone, right?
Label of the guidelines marked in the figure A.
Label on and put your book on the desk. Why are you taking it from your hand and how can you write? Put it on the desk and keep writing all the labels right nice. Did you finish marking the guidelines? Finding the guidelines of that. Then next question is what?
Like the common function of both tissues in
Common function for both the tissues A and B. What is the common function? Both are, what did I tell you? Both cartilage and the bone, they give support and shape to the body parts, right now? Support and shape to the body parts. Support and shape to the body parts. See the category, what is the category name? Supportive connective tissues they are. Support and shape to the body parts. Go ahead, next question.
mention one function difference between them.
One functional difference between A and B. Functional difference only between A and B. What is the functional difference? Cartilage provides shape, bones help in movement. Specific functional difference, cartilage, shape, provides shape, and bones help in movement. Bones help in movement, cartilage provides shape. Next,
Write one specific location.
each specific location. Check from the board, we have written already. One location for cartilage, what can you write? Bones, what can you write? All over the body. Bones you cannot write in one specific location. All over the body. That's it. All done. So, connective tissues, we are talking about supportive connective tissues. What are the four types? The four types are bones, cartilage, ligament, and tendons. What are the other types of connective tissues? Since we are talking about connective tissues, now we move on to the last two more types. What are the two more types of connective tissues? The two more types of connective tissues that we have to study would be the fluid connective tissues. So next is we talk about the third category. What is that? The fluid connective tissues. Now talking about the fluid connective tissues again, two types. What are the two types? The two types of fluid connective tissues. One is the blood and the other is the lymph. Blood and lymph. Fluid. Now the last type of connective tissues that we are talking about, blood and lymph. They are fluid. What is the meaning of the word fluid? They are not like fibers. They don't have hard structure, cylindrical filaments, nothing. They are in the form of fluid, but they have got cells. So since it is a tissue, definite that they must be having some types of cells. So when we are talking about the word blood, blood is the fluid, primary body fluid. What is blood? Blood is the primary body fluid. When we are talking about the blood, blood is the primary body fluid. And this primary body fluid has got two parts. Which are the two parts to understand? The two parts are the plasma and the cells. Blood has got two parts, the plasma and the cells. What is the plasma of the blood made up of? The plasma of the blood is made up of water and inorganic salts and proteins. Water, inorganic salts and proteins. And what are the cells? What are the three types of cells of the blood? RBCs, then WBCs and platelets. What are the three types of cells of the blood we are talking about? Blood is a connective tissue. When we are talking about blood, the primary body fluid that we have, red in color, the fluid part of the blood is known as the plasma, which is colorless. So when I talk about the plasma, features about the plasma, something more to remember are the plasma is actually colorless. Plasma is colorless, but why the blood is red in color? Because of some other factor, some other feature. So now I talk about the cells. What are the three types of cells of the blood? RBCs, WBCs, platelets. The three types of cells of the blood: RBCs, WBCs, and the platelets. Now, talking about the RBCs, one special feature of the RBCs. RBCs possesses the hemoglobin. RBCs possesses a pigment known as hemoglobin, and that is the reason the blood is red. Why is the blood red in color? Because of the presence of hemoglobin. What is hemoglobin? A red color pigment present in the RBCs. So otherwise, what is the function of RBCs? They would carry oxygen and carbon dioxide from or helps in the transport. Very simple, you can write. What is the job of the RBCs? RBCs helps in the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. That's the reason hemoglobin is also known as the respiratory gases, respiratory pigment, because it helps, this hemoglobin helps in the transport of oxygen, carbon dioxide. That's the reason this is also known as the respiratory pigment. So what am I talking about right now? Blood. Where is blood present? All over the body. Blood is carried inside tubes of our body. Which are those tubes known as blood vessels? From the heart to parts of the body and back to the heart. Heart to parts of the body, back to the heart. This is what is happening. So now that I'm talking about the blood, what is this blood made up of? The blood is made up of the plasma and the body cells, which are the three types of blood cells. RBCs, major function you will be asked. Write one function of the RBCs. What to write? Transports oxygen and carbon dioxide. What is the special feature of the RBCs? They are small and they contain hemoglobin. What would be the shape of the RBCs? To understand, every RBC has got a shape something like this, and this type of shape of the RBC is known as the biconcave shape. The biconcave. What is the meaning of biconcave? They have got depression both sides. Biconcave. So when we are talking about the basic feature of the RBCs, biconcave in shape, hemoglobin present, helps in transport of oxygen, carbon dioxide. Talk about the WBCs. How would the WBCs look like? If I have to draw the WBCs are like this. Big nucleus, and the nucleus shape may not be the same in all. There are different types of WBCs with different types of or shapes of the nucleus. Certain type of WBCs would have a nucleus something like this, certain type of nucleus different shape like this. There are 5 types of WBCs in our body. So these WBCs, they help in what? Defense. Defense means they constantly keep on killing the disease-causing germs which are entering our cell. Also help in releasing special chemical substances and provide us with immunity. That does not allow our body to every time suffer from diseases. How? The WBCs are also known as the soldiers of our body. Meaning what? They help in preventing us from diseases. Every now and then we are exposed to disease-causing germs. But every now and then we are not falling sick. Why? Because these WBCs prevent us from suffering from any type of diseases. So help in defense. Are you aware what type of cells are these platelets and what do they help us in? Platelets help us in what? Did you ever come across this word platelets? What do they do? Whenever you suffer from a cut or a wound, you suffer from a fall, you have fallen down, you have cut your hand with your knife, what happens? The blood starts oozing out. And now that the blood starts oozing out, you suffer from a cut or a fall, the blood starts oozing out. And after some time, the blood would stop. In 2 days' time, you get to see a brown colored patch on your skin. What has happened? The skin is getting repaired. The oozing of the blood is stopped. What is this process known as? This process of repair and stop of the oozing of the blood. What is this known as? Clotting of the blood. Blood clotting after an injury, after a cut or a surgery. So what would happen? The three types of blood cells that we are talking about. What is the function of the three types of blood cells? RBCs help in transport of oxygen, carbon dioxide. WBCs will always help in providing us defense, giving us immunity. What would be the function of the platelets? Platelets will always help in clotting. Clotting where? At the site of injury. Wherever there is a cut, wherever there is a hole or an injury. Clotting at the site of injury. At the site of injury. This three functions of the blood cells. Write down the three functions of the blood cells. Write down in your notebook. Blood, what are the three types of cells and what are their functions, right? So the same answer you can write for. Write down the functions, state the functions for the three types of blood cells. The same thing to write. State the function of the three types of blood cells. Same thing to write. Okay. So this is blood, and then what is lymph? Lymph is another type of a body fluid formed from the blood by the leaking of the plasma from the blood vessel. Something like, I may talk about a blood vessel, something like this. But this blood vessel has got some small openings and the blood is flowing here. It has got the RBCs and it has got the WBCs. Okay. So if I now think of the blood which is flowing in the blood vessel, is the plasma red in color? The plasma is colorless. So when the blood is flowing in the blood vessel, small amount of the plasma is leaking out. Small amount of the plasma leaks out and flows over what? Flows over the tissues. So I think of, say suppose I am thinking about the blood vessels on the muscles, the blood vessels on the lining of the stomach, the blood vessels on over the liver. So when I talk about the blood vessels over the liver on the lining of the stomach, what's happening? The blood vessel carrying the blood, which has got small pores like this, the plasma leaks out. Leaks out and goes where? Runs over the tissues. But will it accumulate on the tissues? No, it will not accumulate on the tissues, but it will again enter into another system of tubes. It will enter into another system of tubes. And what are these system of tubes known as? This system of tubes are known as the lymph vessels. So where are these lymph vessels present? Always parallel to the blood vessels in our body. So these lymph vessels are just like a network of vessels always present between the blood vessels. So when the plasma leaks out from the blood vessel, they would always go and enter into the lymph vessel. But now, very specific, you have to understand what about the color of the lymph? Is it red? No, it is colorless. The lymph is colorless. What is this lymph made up of? Just now in this figure, very simple, I try to tell you that the lymph is actually containing the plasma only. Yes, sometimes the WBCs can come out. So yes, sometimes in the lymph we come across WBCs may be present. But there's a question that the RBCs are very small, WBCs are big. How can they come out? Because the WBCs are capable of changing their shape and the WBCs are known to be amoeboid. That's why. WBCs are amoeboid. They can change their shapes. WBCs are amoeboid. They can change their shapes. That's the reason they can come out of the blood vessel, enter into the lymph. And what is the composition of the lymph now you are supposed to write? Made up of plasma and the WBCs. What is their function? Function for the blood already you have come across some. Apart from that, what are the other functions of the blood? General functions of blood I would write. General functions of blood would be distribution of nutrients by the process of nutrition and etc. You will understand in one chapter you are going to study that. Distribution of nutrients and hormones. This is also the function of the lymph. So since the lymph has WBC, this is also the function of lymph. So the lymph also shares common functions with the blood. Distribution of nutrients is a function of the blood also, the lymph also. Defense is a function of the blood also, lymph also, because lymph also has got WBCs. But one special function that the lymph carries out is lymph brings out absorption of fat from the intestine. Lymph brings about absorption of fat in the intestine. That is a special function that the lymph shows. Okay? So we'll complete with this today. Let us write out the differences between blood and lymph, and after that we'll stop today. Difference between blood and lymph. Make a table. Difference between blood and lymph. Make a table. Difference between blood and lymph. The first point you write. Blood is red in color. Blood red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin. Check the spelling. Due to the presence of hemoglobin, blood red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin. Other side, lymph colorless. Lymph colorless. Second point. For blood consists of plasma. Consists of plasma and three types of cells. Consists of plasma and three types of cells, RBCs, WBC and platelets. RBCs, WBCs and platelets. Other side, lymph consists of plasma and WBCs. Lymph consists of plasma and WBCs. Third point. Blood helps in distribution of nutrients. Blood helps in distribution of nutrients. Blood helps in distribution of nutrients. Come on. Transport of oxygen, carbon dioxide. Transport of oxygen, carbon dioxide. transport of oxygen, carbon dioxide, comma, defense and clotting. Defense and clotting. Defense and clotting. Other side. Lymph. Helps in distribution of nutrients. Helps in distribution of nutrients. Defense and absorption of fat. And absorption of fat. Look into page 35, question number 6. D sub number 1C. Lymph and blood, we are done. Number 6, you will try again for yourself. Number 2, some of these we are going to write. D sub number 2, what is the difference between? What is the difference between? Let us write only B and C. Organ and organism, organ and organelle. Very fast write this. Number 6 you may complete as homework. Number 6, that is C sub number 6, complete that as homework. That's already discussed. Just try to recollect and write. Very fast complete with this 2. 2B, organ and organism, right? Organ and organism. Write down. Parts of an organism. Parts of an organism that show. Parts of an organism that show specific function. Parts of an organism that show specific function are known as organs. Are known as organs. For example, stomach, liver, etc. Organism. A single or multicellular, I'm sorry, a single cell, don't write multicellular, a single cell or assemblage of cells capable of carrying out vital functions with the help of organs. With the help of organs is an organism. Is an organism. The last one you write organelle, organelle. Cell organelles we have studied in the last chapter. Organ and organelle. Organ. For organ, the same thing you have to write. Parts of an organism that show specific function or perform specific function. Parts of an organism that perform specific function. Parts of an organism that perform specific function. Organelle. Parts of a cell, organelle. Parts of a cell. Parts of a cell. Parts of a cell that show. Parts of a cell that show. Parts of a cell that show specific function. Okay. The last one, cell and tissue, you will write on your own. Cell and tissue, write on your own. Try. Only one major difference to write. We may refer to the book. We have been already talking about cells and tissues in the previous chapter also. Right, I'll be coming. बैठ जाओ।
बंद कर दो।
नहीं अभी नहीं अभी नहीं। मैं बोली कि मैं आती